Mr. Kelly, you are up.
Really? All right. Where would you like?
Wherever's convenient for you.
Yeah.
How about right here?
You want to talk to us or talk to the whole crowd?
I just came to meet with you guys, so I appreciate you putting me on the agenda. Want to try to get around to all my cities that are in my district and start with you guys. So, you know, there was at the town hall meeting, there was indication that maybe I hadn't been over here in a while, and so I'm here to answer any questions you've got. I know there's some thoughts about the fact that the county has indicated that we did a resolution last fall to host a nuclear facility in this county somewhere, and whether that comes to be, don't know. It's with TerraPower. Do you guys know much about it?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Tell me what you know.
Too much. I know I don't want it.
Okay. Tell me what.
It's too big. I
Okay.
think there's better ways. I'm actually very open to nuclear.
Okay.
I am. I think, unfortunately, we live in a world we need more energy. I'm aware of that.
Sure.
Don't want data centers.
Why?
Don't want water, safety.
What's your safety concern?
I think just, I have a little thing I can pull up, but I think just what it can do.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, what it can do for just the health in the community, resources, what will it do to property values, where does the money actually go, what happens when they're done with it, decommissioning's
Sure.
that was our big issue with solar as well.
Sure.
Also, who wants to live around 3,000 acres of solar? I don't. I live out in the middle of nowhere for a reason, so I like our views.
Sure.
I do think the biggest issue is a lot of it feels like it's done without considering the people who elected you guys, their opinions on things.
Okay.
It kind of just feels like there's a large number opposed to it, and instead of coming to us and saying, hey, let's work together, it's like, well, this is what we're going to do. Like, okay, well, that's not a great way to create a relationship and fix issues that are going on. So, like I said, I get we need energy. I know Pot County's looking at a data center right now by Jeffries.
Yeah.
I know we're looking at nuclear. I don't know enough. I'm learning. I don't know why we need so much. Jason's here. He's my friend. He can introduce himself, but I'm willing to learn. I just don't think
Sure.
some ways are a great option.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
Where are you guys planning on doing this at?
Not us. Not us.
Well, in your county. It's going in your county, right?
In the county, we are willing to host it here, meaning we would write regulation, we would like to have one here. There will be one put somewhere.
How much do you
in
guys know about
northeast
nuclear?
Kansas, a fair amount.
So you know enough to write regulations?
That's not done, so the federal government gets involved in it. I don't have all the details, so I'm gonna be upfront with you. No, I don't. I'm not gonna write the regulations, but somebody who is smart enough to do that will. Nuclear is not a new thing.
Right.
I mean, Wolf Creek's been there 40, 45 years without incident.
This would be a
There
different
is
kind
also-
of nuclear, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
It's what's being built currently in Wyoming sets under roof about 14 acres. They want to be between 100 and 120 acres for security reasons, those types of things.
So you mentioned that
Yes.
you guys don't choose where it goes, so who does?
How's that
company.
decided?
Yeah, the company
Who
would do.
is the company for?
TerraPower.
Oh, TerraPower.
Yeah.
Okay, so One of my concerns was with solar, you guys were writing the regulations and they were a mess. Like we got like a template and I sat through several meetings where we went through line from line and people addressed issues. I don't think it was done intentionally. I think everyone was doing the best they could with the information that they had. But if that had gone through, I think it could have put us in a bad situation as far as
In what way?
decommissioning was a big issue of ours.
Right, and
What
that was
happens to the
addressed.
land value.
That was all addressed.
You can go, listen, we can work together and I can tell you the concerns, or you can just sit here and tell me it was perfect.
I didn't say it was perfect.
Yeah, there were
But what I-
major issues
But what I
in it.
said, you're saying that we're not addressing that, and I'm saying it is being addressed.
You mean so we are still going with solar, or we're not?
In the regulations that zoning and planning
Mhm.
has, they address decommission,
Not well,
in your opinion.
correct.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
Yeah.
As someone who lives here and votes and.
Look, maybe, I'm not here to argue with you guys about this, that, or the
I
other
want
thing.
to learn.
And I'm just here to tell you that there is an opportunity, there is a window of opportunity for counties across Kansas to either have facilities like this put in their counties, or they won't. And if we miss it, everybody is concerned about property taxes. And as Jackson County has very little industry, and everybody wants their property taxes to go down. I'm telling you, this year is going to be a tough year for property taxes because the state of Kansas did not push through and vote on. They did, some of 3 counties in the state of Kansas asked for a sales tax increase. And they voted for those, the rest of them they shoved aside and didn't vote on them because of infighting going on. If we don't have something in this county that helps generate revenue through either sales tax, property tax, or pilot program, it's going to be tough to continue to maintain roads, bridges. We also have the issue with the reservation expanding their reach through the federal government, which allows them to do this. I've said this 100 times in the last 5 years. They're doing exactly what they're allowed to do, and the property is taken off the tax roll. Every time that property is taken off the tax roll, you and I pay more property tax. Because never again will we get property tax. I've asked the federal government to reimburse us. The tribe has fought us on that. They have lawyers and lobbyists, and Senator Marshall dropped the legislation. I'm just here to answer questions about how you guys see moving forward. I don't care who's sitting in my seat today or next year or 5 years from now. There's a shortfall for income to come up with money to fund roads and bridges, law enforcement, those types of things. As a commissioner, and again, I don't care who's sitting in my seat, everybody's looking for a way to try to generate revenue. And every time we come up with something, everybody says no. I don't care if it's a Walmart distribution in Barton County. I talked to a county commissioner in Barton County. They're getting one of the largest Google data centers ever. It's worth hundreds of millions of dollars to that county. Wolf Creek down in Coffee County. If you ever have an opportunity to go see their high school football stadium, you should. I just need to, I'm trying as a commissioner to figure out ways to help this county come up with funding other than taxing people to death. I don't like to pay property tax. And so, you tell me.
Well, it's just kind of like what you said when you first got here, is like you got told that you haven't been around here for a while, which kind of seems that way. And you're talking about being able to build roads and fund the police force and everything like that, but we don't really see any of that. We've got old roads that suck, they're rougher than hell. All they do is get chip and sealed, nothing really happens. We don't have a police force here. We might get lucky to see a sheriff roll through town once a week.
Jackson County Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, once a week maybe. So it's just all these things you're saying it's gonna improve. it's hard for us to believe that because we don't get it right now, so what's gonna change?
I guess,
Yeah.
I guess I don't, I can sit down with you at some point, I can show you every road in this part of the county that has had gravel put on it, when it's done, the ditches that have been cleaned, the roads that have improved. But you say all your roads suck? All of them do?
Did you come in on 158?
No, I didn't.
You should've. You should've.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you go, like
Well,
you're
it
talking
doesn't
about,
make
as
sense-
you're talking about,
Doesn't make sense for me to come in on 158.
I mean, it kinda does, because that's the only blacktop you got here between here and
He
Holden.
lives on 110.
Oh, you live on 110, you don't live in Holden?
I don't live in Holton.
I also just think you talk a lot about football fields and money and revenue, and that's important. I get it, because you need it to
I'm
survive.
using that as an example.
Yeah. I will only speak for myself. I don't really care about that if it hurts my family. Football fields are great, but I don't want a data center in my backyard to get it. So I'm very open to nuclear. I think it's the safest option we have. I think it could create the most long-term jobs. That's something that's really important for me. I have 2 sons. I think it'd be great if we could create 150 great paying jobs in our area. I don't know enough about it. You just said, I think 100 to 120 acres. That's better than 3,000. Nuclear has been around longer, I feel.
Sure.
So I actually do think people are willing to work with you. I really do. I am.
Okay.
I just don't
appreciate
know
that.
enough.
I'm just
Yeah.
not in our backyard.
I just want you,
I don't-
yeah, I just want you to
And
understand.
so,
I mean-
so where does that go?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, so let's go down that road.
You
Not-
can,
Not in
there's
your backyard.
potential it could be in our backyard. Shit, we've been in a water crisis for 7 years, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
We can't even get water out of a water tower. How the
You
hell you
just
gonna
got
put
a
a
grant.
nuclear plant?
You just got a grant.
Yeah, 10 years later.
Trying for it for a minute.
Yeah.
They
And
put
who,
their
and
phones on
and
for
whose
it.
responsibility was that?
ours.
Ours.
We did it.
Yeah.
So I just think you
Yeah.
have, we live in Delia, Kansas. Like, we are trying to keep our town afloat, keep people moving here.
Mhm.
When you start talking about throwing these things up right by where we live, you have to understand why there's concern and why there's, hold on,
Why,
wait.
why would you think it would be right next to
Can we
you?
put a fire out on that solar farm
At the
that goes
solar
in,
farm, I went
Chris?
to a lot of the meetings and it sounded like it was like within 1 mile
up
of
this
Delia.
road.
So that's
We
why
don't
I
have
think
enough
that,
water
because the
to do it.
commission said that.
That's not,
Right next
it
to
would
it.
not be within
Literally.
10 miles of Delia.
So all the map, the land that was bought, nothing to do with the solar.
I thought you were talking about nuclear.
Oh, nuclear, no. I'm saying, you're, in the past, nuclear is new. This is a, maybe not to you guys, first time I'm hearing about it, but I'm
And
like,
then
oh,
the
this is interesting.
regulations, it was 3-mile radius
Yeah.
of Delia, so it wasn't 1 mile.
Okay, 3 miles. I'm sorry, 3 miles instead of 1.
Yeah, it makes a
So-
difference.
Not to, but I just think if the way we approach things and talk to each other is better, we could have better results. So with nuclear, you're saying you would help write the regulations, but you don't know where it would go
I didn't,
yet.
I didn't say I would have
Or,
that regulation.
yes, the commission would be in charge of that, though. They'd have to pass the regulations, correct?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jason.
All commercial nuclear is regulated by the Nuclear Regulatory Commission.
Okay,
It will be
thank
by
you.
government.
I have a quick question.
By the government,
So
no,
you're-
government
You're talking
agency.
I
Solar.
can only hear one tonight, so.
solar versus nuclear. So if you do nuclear, the solar goes away?
That's what
I'm
we
not
must do.
doing any of it.
Well,
If a solar or a nuclear facility was, if they chose and they said, Jackson County, we would like to put one somewhere in your county, then we would start the conversation. They would come in with their people and start having conversations with you all. It's not us.
but is it, are you thinking as commissioners, one or the other?
Correct.
Okay.
You look like you're just dying to ask me something, or you
Well,
have a
I'm
comment.
just, I'm not a member of the commission, I'm just a lawyer, I'm just sitting here playing
Oh,
quiet.
okay. Okay, perfect.
You're not
I'm gonna be
just.
curious. Okay, so the regulatory commission would come in and do the regulations. So who would be in charge of deciding
You're
where
welcome
it's
to come on,
at?
give us a line. You're not talking about
Is
that.
it, they just would approach landowners and see where they'd find an area and go off of that, or?
So what I understand in talking to Senator Fred Backer, Department of Commerce, if TerraPower decides that one of the 5 or 6 places that have put their hand up and said we'd be willing to host one, they will start engaging in community information before they ever choose a site. They're going to come in and have conversations, be able to answer
May I
your
ask
technical
questions, or you want me
questions,
to sit here and play?
You can have-
all that type of
You got
stuff.
this much.
I'm just here to engage you guys to tell you that that's something that we have done. Doesn't mean that it's done.
You are checking.
It means that
Commission.
We just put our
we
name in
went,
the hat.
correct.
TerraPower would need to acquire land
They
to
would.
build a plant.
Would Jackson County be using eminent domain, or would,
Absolutely
I
not.
would
Jackson
think so.
County would not have a role in it.
okay, so so TerraPower would then use their power of eminent domain to acquire the land?
No, just like any business,
No,
they
they would
would
not.
find their own land and acquire it.
That's-
Just
that's
like if
correct.
you wanted
They would
to put up
purchase
any
land.
factory to build anything,
Well,
right?
they,
You could go find some
public
land.
utilities
to
do
build your
have
business.
the right of eminent domain.
You're the lawyer.
Well, I'm just wondering who's gonna acquire the property, how they're gonna do it.
So they approach the
Door to
landowner
door
on the,
type
I
thing.
think,
I think it's
Typically-
very similar to what the data center out here, from what I've been told, approached an individual landowner, says, we would like the right to purchase your property to put a data center on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be any different than if I approached you and said, I'd like to buy your pasture to put cattle in it.
I want to hear what you have to say, I'm curious. And then I have a question about both being so close to each other.
I'm not, I'm certainly not an expert on eminent domain
Yeah.
and suppliers, but what I know about the use of eminent domain in that area is when they want to put up new power lines, that cross miles and miles and miles.
Okay.
That's where eminent domain is used the most,
Correct.
I believe.
Okay.
Now, as far as like where the plant would go, where they would want to build, I would expect they would want to acquire their own land to build that facility, just like any business would.
Correct.
Now, let's say they go do that. They find some land, purchase it from, individuals, whatever. Before they can operate a nuclear power plant on that site, they have to get approval from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission.
Okay.
And it's a very,
Department of Commerce, Department of Energy, all at the
Is the,
state level would have to be part of that conversation.
yeah.
I've never heard of TerraPower before. Is it
It's
regulated, is it regulated by the Corporation Commission as well as the Nuclear Regulatory Commission?
I can't answer that question.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
know Wolf
would
Creek
definitely-
has a regulatory presence by the Corporation Commission, as does
Then I,
Jeffrey plant,
Yeah,
so.
okay.
it would be same. It would be similar.
Would there be a need, I guess one of my biggest concerns, especially with the data centers, is the water. I'm really worried, like 10 years from now, if we get all these data centers, we're just gonna be left with no water reservoir. So if we did a data center in Pot County by Jeffries, which is where they're eyeing, and then we build nuclear, let's say 20 miles north of here, what does that realistically look like for the environment? And do we need both that close? I don't know.
I think there's a lot of misconception around data centers and their use of water.
Correct.
I toured a data center in Atlanta before. I have a little bit of knowledge. I'm certainly not an expert, but
I believe there's one in Wichita, right in the heart of the city.
yeah, they don't just pull water out of the river and pump it through and
Kick it
use
back
it up. No, they have a closed loop, closed cycle of glycol, water, whatever.
Yeah.
They don't just dump stuff. So they use that. They just
Recycle.
just
recirculate
all the way through.
through air-cooled condensers.
What about the nuclear then? Don't they have to pull water too? Obviously, will
It's-
they have to drill down to the aquifer to get it?
It's a closed loop system.
Same thing?
also. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't think, well, from what I know of TerraPower's design, they wouldn't do that. Like Wolf Creek pulls out of their reservoir, cools the plant off, and it goes right back in the
Sure.
reservoir.
So my other concern with nuclear that I've been reading, I'm gonna butcher it because again, I work in finance and marketing. I'm doing my best here, but the one in Wyoming is not up in,
I think they're building it now.
Yes.
It's under
They're- it's
construction.
and that's,
Yeah.
it's created different than like Wolf Creek.
Correct.
So are we, is it, I don't wanna be a guinea pig. So is that something that, the one in Parsons I know has caused a big uproar, I've been following that one. I think that was probably more of, I don't want to say secrecy because more people need to be engaged and be following along. All these things are in meeting notes. But I think a lot of people were just caught off guard. So I think if that would have been handled different up front, it could have had a better response. But, I mean, what do we know about these plants and how safe are they? Are we gonna end up 20 years, everyone has cancer here, or, you know, what's the long-term data on them?
You want some long-term data?
Yes, I do. And this is for nuclear, right? Okay.
And
This
again,
is a
I'm not here
comparison of all
tonight
forms of-
to try to give you all those details.
Yeah,
TerraPower will come in, if they choose, if they say, we wanna really look at Jackson County hard, they're gonna come in with folks and they're gonna answer your questions, they're gonna answer your legal questions. There's gonna be people from the state of Kansas that come in. It's not gonna be me that answers those questions. I mean, you know.
She's got a question back there. Will the county help us have those meetings, because with next era, no one really talked to us, no one came to us, like,
yeah.
I think we just don't want to get blindfolded again, like with next era, like it was all just kind of like during the day while we're at work, like, will the county have our back and be like, hey, let's all get together and chat about this, let's be on the same page and support one another. I guess we
That's
just
what I'm
want
trying to
support
do
from you
here.
guys.
Is to initiate, again, we did a resolution last fall. It was a time, we had a window of opportunity to do this, and we got our name in, and now we wait and see.
Have you ever put out a survey to the county, like just a link about which method of energy they would prefer and got a poll to see? No? I'm curious why.
Because I don't make that choice. I mean, I can't demand that one or the other come into this county.
No,
Just like
just so
in
you know what a
1974.
majority of your voters want. So
Yeah.
you kind of know, you know what I mean, in your district,
Yeah.
how they feel. And just so you have an idea, you don't have to do anything with it, but just so you know kind of where your area is at and how they're feeling about something.
So would the information feedback from that change anything though, really?
Maybe, depends.
If they're
You're
gonna do-
elected
if
to
they're gonna
represent
wanna
a
do it.
body, are you gonna
Well, I mean,
represent
they're
them or
gonna do it
not?
if they wanna do it,
Yeah.
regardless of what anybody here says.
But I'm saying, when you're elected to represent the people, and the people tell you something, you should probably
I'm not disagreeing with you.
try to the best of your ability to honor that.
So I do want to address one thing.
Yeah.
And it's something you started off with, about your view and all this kind of stuff. One of the things that you have to understand, and I am a huge proponent of landowner rights, because when you want your rights for your land, you want your rights, correct? As an attorney, but you are not guaranteed the right to a view out across somebody else's field. Nobody is. Just the way it is. If you don't like, and I listened to many conversations of county commissioners a week ago about that very thing, where people say, I don't want to look at a Walmart distribution center.
We just have to
It's
live
not-
with the
it's not-
result of it.
It's not your property.
We just have to deal with all
Plant
the,
a tree.
yeah, move, yeah,
Deal with it.
Or buy it.
yeah.
Chris, if you had something.
And I say that with respect.
Yeah.
Because, what, is that funny?
Yeah, with respect, that.
Respect of you guys, but you have to also respect landowners who own their property.
Not
You
when it
want-
affects my kids. Not when it affects my family, my life, my home.
Okay.
I'm allowed to voice my opinion when it
Sure.
directly impacts the people I love.
In your pitch, you were talking about, look at the football
I don't have a
field.
pitch.
Well, in your opening,
I'm here
in
to
your
try to
statement,
answer
in
questions.
your statement, you said, look at the football field down at whatever it
It
is.
was an example
But
of.
it won't
of
affect,
what
it won't affect the
kind
school
of
districts.
revenue.
The revenue can't affect the school district because the Robin Hood law changed the school finance because this district right here was getting a lot of money from the Jeffrey Energy Center and they spread that out statewide. So it will affect Jackson County roads, county commissions, that type of stuff, but it's not gonna help build up the school districts. It won't, that property taxes from a nuclear plant won't go to the school districts. It might go for roads, make Jackson County a little bit better. Look at Potawatomi County, for example. Their roads are very nice because of the Jeffrey Energy Center. But you need to make your pitch a little better.
I'm not,
Well, thank you.
I'm not a tax lawyer.
Well, you're
And
making the promote and using that as an example. So use an example that works.
From my own
I
experience.
got nothing for you. I mean, you know, I just really, I came here tonight to try to open up dialogue, and I use that as a simple example that influx of money helps counties and the school districts in those counties to become better, to have better roads, more paved roads, those types of things. But
So you represent our area, but
Jason.
are the other county commissioners for Jackson County, are they also pitching their sorry, bad word. Are they also
I don't
looking
know.
at their areas for this nuclear plant? Or is it just our area?
I don't know what they're doing. No, I don't believe they're going out to their city councils. My reason for being here is to come and visit, talk about other things that are going on in the county, besides just this one thing. I don't know where TerraPower would want, but it stands to reason, probably in a proximity to a 345 kV line and/or the lines that come out of Jeffrey
Just that main line.
for distribution. It's a commodity that's sold just like corn and beans. It goes into the Southwest Power Pool and then is sold. That was what I was told by Evergy. So,
Yes.
From my own experience, I worked at Wolf Creek for 7 years. I lived in Burlington. I know the people there from before living there and while living there. They all said this was a little podunk town before the plant came. I don't know the details of how the tax money was spent, but I can tell you that high school and that stadium and the town, they have a nice hospital. They have a giant rec facility. Sorry. They have a giant rec facility with an Olympic-sized swimming pool in it, and it's free to everyone in the county, and it has been for decades, all from the plant. It brings very high-paying jobs. They build houses, big homes, and they spend a lot of money in town. They bring a lot of tax revenue to the area.
How much of that tax revenue went to outside of that area? For the rest of the
I don't
county?
know the details on, how the.
I just don't, I guess our concern is, will Delia be a benefit of that? Or will Holton and Jackson,
So
you know what I mean?
That was my,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's how they
That's
budget
the
the
main
money.
question.
so a conversation with
but
state
they're
representative
emergency, maybe
Yeah.
how they allocate
said
it.
that it could mean in the neighborhood of $250,000 annually just for your city. Not alone what the sales tax and property tax values would mean overall to the county. Again, my goal is to try to figure out as a commissioner how to be able to lower property tax and still operate a county. I've been a commissioner now for a little over 5 years. In 5 years, gravel's gone up over $10, almost $11 a ton. We took $300,000 out of our budget last year, out of the rock budget, to become revenue neutral. We did not give our employees a raise last year.
I
We
thought
have
you gave,
equipment.
what's at the meeting, you said you just gave her a raise and someone asked if you were gonna lower it. Oh my gosh, what was her name?
We did
It was
not
funny.
give in 2025, we did not
Don't
give,
look that up in the email yet.
I'm telling you, in
Yeah.
2025, there were no raises given to employees, neither a cost of living, any kind of step increase, that type of thing. In 2024, we gave a significant raise because county employees had not been given a significant raise in years.
Yeah, you
And
don't need to
so-
give a raise in 2025 if you give a significant raise in 2024.
sorry.
Said you don't need to give a raise in 2025 if you give a significant raise in 2024.
Typically, did you get a cost of living allowance? I don't know
No.
where you work.
No, I'm commissioned, I earn what I do.
So you,
Is that the implication that they know?
No, you
Okay.
asked me, I'm telling you, I
Yeah.
fully.
So typically, from the commissioners, we give out a cost of living increase. We look at what the national rate is, we look at what the state's doing. That's what we try to do. We did not do that last year.
Keith, you said that it would bring $250,000 to our city.
That's what
But-
state representative said.
But what does the rest of the county get?
In addition to what would be brought in through property tax and sales tax.
I mean, I'm sure the county seat's gonna get some benefits.
You're talking about Holton?
Mhm.
Why would they get anything?
In the county seat. So
They're the city, they're
largest-
separate from the county.
They're the largest city in the county.
Right.
Why wouldn't they?
You would get it based on the information that he gave me because you're in close proximity to it. And so it would benefit the company to see this community be well-funded. If that makes sense.
Sure. I know that's what they told you. It doesn't make sense why it would benefit them to see Delia well-funded. We're not Burlington, no offense, but you know what I mean? I don't know why they would care if Delia was well-funded. I care, I don't know why, I live here, I don't know why they would though. We don't even have a gas station, you know?
Chris has a question.
Can I talk for a minute, guys?
yeah, come on in.
The only one that might remember this is Ryan, possibly Molly. I don't know, and maybe Melody. But Jeffrey's coal plant was supposed to be in Delia. And that plant's 33 years old now?
It's over that, because I worked out there in
1974.
77.
74.
Went online,
With
So maybe we not.
We
But,
had one staff.
they
you
wanted,
were born 76.
when they put that plant in, they wanted to be north of Delia because of the elevation point. We have the topographical highest point in the area for them to be for what they needed. I would imagine maybe nuclear wants the wind for some drafting and some cooling and the wind, possibly, doesn't matter,
No?
strictly water,
I think they're totally, no, it's
strictly
It's-
water.
it's cooled by a sodium solution, not just water.
It's
Yeah.
different.
That's why
It's a different
closed.
blend design.
And in full disclosure, everybody freaks out when they hear that Bill Gates is one of the largest donors or people who own the company or has the largest amount of shares. You can think what you want to about Bill Gates, doesn't matter to me, you still use the software. Right? I mean, I don't like the guy who owns Stellantis automotive company, but I still buy Jeeps. So, I mean,
You have a question back there?
Nuclear side, solar side, I think we just want communication. Like, it just seemed like the solar thing kind of went under the bus, and I know that's how their company works. But maybe if you guys came to us a little sooner, like, hey, come to these meetings, we want your opinion. Like, I think that's really important for us. Is like, get us involved, let us know when you guys are having those meetings. Maybe some of us are off in the afternoon. We just really want you guys to care about our board. And I know, like, we might have a say, we might not have a say. But like, just involve us. Like, we really just want to see your face. We hope that you can come see our face and let us know, hey, this company is having a meeting at this time, not have it be the day of or whatever. And like, yeah, just communication. We love this county. Like, my husband's been here 30-something years. I've been here over close to 10. Like, we don't want to move, but if like the solar problem is like, oh, we're out of here. Like, that's, we want to be on a good note with you guys. And I think that's where a lot of us are like getting the hesitation, because there isn't that communication. And we didn't see you at all during all that solar talk, and now you're here because Morgan's like, hey, come see us. And I don't know, we just really, really want to talk. Good, bad, ugly, all the things.
Which is kind of what you and I spoke about a few weeks ago, is having town hall meetings, which we really never did have here on the solar project. But I think that would be advantageous, is what Stephanie is saying, is that there should be town hall type meetings
would
to
agree with
discuss with people that can answer specific questions, engineers, whatever, that, or from the solar company that can answer specific questions.
I agree with you.
When would we
Because-
know if we are selected?
Yeah, I can't answer that question. I'm waiting just like you are.
So when I went up to, oh, Casey, what meeting was that we went up to? In the whole,
It was a town hall, was
It
it?
was a
Yeah,
town hall. You were sitting over here.
yes, and I think you were asked if solar was dead, and every commissioner up there pretty much said yes. We're not, it's shocked. But it's hard to build trust, and then everyone applauded, and it was a big thing. So it's hard to build trust when I walked away thinking, okay, good, now we can take another step to find another energy source. And then it's like, well, it depends on what they do, or I don't know, it's not up to me. So can you clarify that part? Why we said it was done and then it's not?
Didn't say it was done. I think the question was, would you vote for it at that point in time?
Well, if you all
And I said
vote no, it's done, right?
I don't control zoning and planning. The zoning and
Yeah.
planning is still working on regulation.
So all the commissioners can vote no.
They
and-
can.
And zoning and planning can still push through with it.
No, they can't.
Okay.
Again, I'm just trying to give you information. When TerraPower, if they choose this area, they will start informational meetings to meet with you folks.
Yeah,
and
I just want you
answer your
to,
questions.
I just respectfully, you didn't really answer my question right there. Why, when every commissioner was asked how they would vote, the answer was no, which would shut down solar? Why has that changed?
I don't believe it has changed.
So
At this point.
so everyone would still vote
At this point in
no?
time,
Okay.
no. Mark Pruitt said he would vote yes.
Oh, I don't remember that. I'll have to go back and review
Yeah,
that.
Mark did say that.
Did he say yes?
Myself
Okay.
and Linda said we would, at this point in time, we would vote no.
So, and is it majority, I'm assuming?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're saying at this point in time, so
That is correct.
you could wake up tomorrow and change your mind?
I reserve the right to change
Okay.
my mind. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I don't have the right.
Yeah, I just
I
think
do.
there was a lot of confusion. People,
Yeah.
I read the comments, and people are like, no, they said they wouldn't. They said that's done. So that clarifies that. Thank you.
Keith, is there a connection to the nuclear and data centers at all? Is there a partnership
So
happening
yes,
here?
that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. So I got an email from Department of Commerce a couple weeks ago. They said if TerraPower builds a nuclear facility somewhere in your county, would you be willing to host a data center next to it? And I said, why? And they said, because they want a direct stream of income. If they're gonna put that kind of billions of dollars up, they want that income right there. And I said, yes, we would.
When you say income, you mean power?
No, income from the data center. The data center purchases electricity from the nuclear facility.
Yeah, right. They would get the
As they
power.
build it next to
Jeffries.
Jeffries.
That seems like
Do you
a
know,
nightmare.
how many people would work at the nuclear power plant, number one? And number two, how many people
250.
would work, okay, 250.
Give or take. I'm not the expert.
No, that's all right, that's just a.
Sure.
And then if you have this data center next to it, how many employees would the data center have?
Can't answer that
Data
question.
center,
You just don't know.
the research it's low.
Yeah.
They would be a
Yes.
lot of outside jobs to get it up and running
I don't
because it's
think
very
there's a lot of inside
specialized.
jobs that-
It's a specialized thing, so it wouldn't be a lot of locals. And then it would be I think they said like 8 to 15 jobs maybe.
So Keith,
It's not a ton.
I thought the data center was a done deal next to Jeffrey.
Don't know that.
And
I'm just
we
telling
know.
you, the email that I got said, if TerraPower is going to pick, so if they go to Coffee County, which is one of the communities that have put their hand in the air, if that facility is built down there, they will also build a data center next to it as a source of income.
So you aren't working with Pot County to
I
push
am
their
not.
data center? So they would want a separate one, or would if Pot County gets their data center, data,
Yeah,
I'm
I
just-
don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the data center that's being proposed in Pine County.
we should
Um,
probably
I just know
pay attention to that.
that
Yeah.
I
I mean,
had some
we say
conversations
different
with
counties, but I mean, 10 minutes, you're in Wabunsee, Shawnee, Jackson, and Pot here. We gotta be aware of the whole area. So
What
I just was
conversations
curious.
have you had? You just said I've had conversations.
I've had conversations with people that at this point I'm not at liberty to be able to divulge due to, I just can't. I've had some conversations with people who are on commissions in Pot County to look at the data center. And I'm not gonna, they asked me not to say anything, and I'll respect that. Okay?
What kind of timeline are you looking at? Are they about? I mean,
I-
to build a nuclear
Well,
plant.
the Wyoming one
Yes.
is still a few years out though, isn't it? The Wyoming is still quite a few years.
It's under
before the next
construction.
one.
I don't know how long.
8 to 10 years.
They have approved the building, but it hasn't been.
5 to 10.
5 to 10.
Again, those are questions that if TerraPower decides, maybe this is an area they want, they're gonna come in here, they're gonna allow people to come in and ask all these types of questions. I just didn't want it to be a surprise to you guys, that's why I'm here.
Sure.
We appreciate that
Yeah.
so much.
I'm sorry,
We
what?
appreciate that so much, honestly.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Jason.
I'd just like to add, data centers use an extraordinary amount of power.
They
It
do.
is a lot.
They're cash
If
cows
they were to put a
for,
data center and hook it up to Jeffrey and not build any more
you're right.
power
Your
generation,
power will go.
your power's gonna go. It-
I just watched a
That's
YouTube
why
about
they're
a
all
town
power
in
companies are
Indiana.
looking at building more generation because
Yeah.
everybody wants their ChatGPT.
From, so
electric
the
bills.
thing that I learned from the energy conference that I went to is that it's not if these things are gonna happen, it's gonna happen somewhere in the state of Kansas. Lots of those. And we believe it's an opportunity to offset property taxes in a way that could least affect people. And that, really, that's why I'm here, is just to open up the conversation.
Yeah, like you
to let
said,
know.
you're not the expert
I'm not.
for it. So
I
if
am
it does
curious
happen, or
about-
if it's gonna happen,
I've had
we can get with.
multiple
whoever's doing it.
conversations with
Yeah.
Chris. I've met with him, I've talked with him about fire suppression when we were talking about the solar. I've talked to him about, how many times did I tell you, put together a wish list, right? And I said, put together that wish list and then take it times 3. And then say, this is what we need.
Sure.
That's the things that I do as a commissioner, is try to communicate locally with folks. I don't have all the answers.
You seem to have a knowledge too on the data centers. I am curious, I've been watching a lot of towns where they're popping up, the feedback from the locals. And one of them I did see in Indiana, I can send you the link, the town, was that their electric bills almost tripled and their gas, and then their property values had, I don't want to say tanked, that's dramatic, but had decreased. Do you feel like if a data center goes up without a nuclear, that's,
I don't think you'll see a data center go up without.
Right.
Without nuclear.
so you're saying a nuclear
Without an
offset?
additional source of electricity. I don't think you'll see Jeffrey take on 2.
And the Corporation Commission sets the rates for electricity, so if
There you
It's
go.
just
You're
one
gonna
of the
have some- you're gonna have
concerns I'm
somebody-
seeing, if it's happening where they're being built,
well,
I'm curious.
there's going to be some regulatory oversight of what the rates will be
Yeah.
if a data center is set up.
electric bills
Wouldn't
are
they
already
want the
very
nuclear
expensive.
done first before the data center?
I know a little more than I.
Probably so. And to piggyback on what you're saying,
Sorry, I didn't get to answer that.
now I lost my train of
I'm
thought.
sorry.
But you're right, they're gonna set that. But because a data center, from what I've been told, if it's built, it's not going to increase, that's why they want the alternative source of energy, so that they can charge that company for that. I know that, I think at least one of the people running for governor has said that they want to change some state laws so that if data centers are built, that they have to pay for the higher energy use, so that the individuals don't have to, which is great. But again, I just want you guys to be aware of what we've done at the county level. By no means is it a done deal. If I had to guess, it probably won't happen. I think that sometimes these deals are done in back rooms where we just, don't have access to. Again, my goal as a commissioner is to try to figure out ways to generate revenue so that I don't have to raise property tax. And I'm telling you folks, this is going to be a tough budget season. It is going to be difficult. To lose $600,000 out of our budget and try to figure out, we're probably going to lay employees off. Just because we're on such a tight budget. We have no fluff in our budget. So-
Clarifying question.
I'm sorry.
To clarify another question, Potawatomi County is their own data center. You said that if we get nuclear, there might be a second data center that will go off of the nuclear.
I don't know what.
Yeah, that's their own
Yeah.
thing is with
I'm
Jeffrey.
telling you that the Department of Commerce sent me an email and
Mhm.
said, would Jackson County still be in the running or still be willing to host a nuclear facility if the nuclear facility wanted a paying customer
Yeah,
data center next to them?
okay.
And I said,
That's what I
we
thought.
would,
Mhm. And
because
then
I don't want to shut the door
question,
until I
right.
understand.
So the reason why we're thinking in the running is money. For us, we need money. It's not about the energy because they're gonna go up regardless.
It's not about the energy, because the
Right.
energy is a
We need the money,
commodity.
we're poor. Or, like, what other options have you guys thought about? Like, someone said Walmart distribution center, like, is there really nothing else? Or?
Walmart distribution isn't going to come.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, what other options have you guys exhausted? Since this is such a
I-
huge, like,
Yeah, I don't,
political thing, like,
I understand, yeah, I think I understand what you're saying.
yeah, just maybe not.
We're
energy.
always open to, there was a cheese manufacturer that
Mhm.
wanted to come outside of Hoyt, but they needed 1 million gallons of water a day. You want to talk about using water? Where do we come up with 1 million gallons of water a day?
Yeah.
Football fields,
What's that?
football fields.
What about?
Oh, they take a tremendous amount of water, tremendous.
Everybody's putting artificial turf.
So I think, like,
Which is exactly what they do.
obviously you've been feeling it this whole meeting is like how standoffish we are right now is because of how, like what Stephanie said, how bad Next Era handled it. Because next thing we knew, it went from 3,000 to 15,000 acres, and then it was we didn't know if there was going to be any benefit to us. We just thought we were going to have to look at 3,000 acres of solar panels and
Well, we
have
weren't even a part of the conversation.
Yeah, like they did nothing. They didn't say, they didn't come talk to us. They didn't say nothing. They gave the Delia Pride a $5,000 check, say, hey, here you go. But
In a
then
different
we didn't even know where it came from until after that it came. It was a guy that was affiliated with NextEra, and it was just how terribly they handled it. Like we had no idea if having that solar farm 3 miles that way was going to do anything for us. You know what I mean?
I agree with you, and if I can I just, so I agree with you. And when my conversation with Senator Bowser, I said, look, they've got to do it different than NextEra did. So when they come in here, they've got to come in with information first and talking to people.
Right.
And not just,
This is what we're gonna do.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
Like
so-
I said,
so I appreciate
the backdoor method. I mean, there was no communication with us. It was just we're slip in here, start buying, start leasing up as much land as possible to get it going, and then not say a word to us. We didn't have no clue.
Okay, assuming that they put this nuclear power plant here, what would the assessed valuation of this nuclear power plant be? Do you know?
You promise not to hold me?
Oh, no, I'm not gonna hold, I just, an estimate of what.
Not the
what they-
record.
I can get you on cross-examination later.
I estimate between $8 to $10 million annually for the county.
No, how much is the assessed valuation of the plant gonna be?
I don't have an answer.
Okay, you're saying that it'd be revenue to the county of $8 to $10 million.
Wolf Creek generates about 30+ million annually.
Okay, well, if,
And we're only gonna get $250,000.
No, you're the city.
Billions?
And because, so let's make this, he's saying because a city within a distance of this facility, it would be beneficial to them to make sure that this city is well-funded. He didn't say they were gonna go out and fund Holton, or Hoyt, or Mayetta, or Delia, or Whiting. He said it could be beneficial for the city of Delia in addition to the tax revenue. In other words, they're gonna say, here's your check from them direct to you. That's what he's telling me. Now, I don't know that any of this is true. I'm just giving you the information.
Getting back to my line of questioning. What the assessed valuation of the plant would be something. And then there would be the assessed valuation for the data center would be something.
Correct.
How much would that be, do you know?
I don't, because I don't know the overall cost. I don't know how to value it.
Okay, well,
Jason- Jason thought in the
at this point in time,
In
today,
the billions.
what is the assessed valuation of all of Jackson County?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how much it's going to add to the entire county's tax base.
Let's go this direction. Our budget is about 21 million.
Well,
And so.
the
it would be-
budget comes from the assessed
I can't
valuation
answer
times the
that.
mill
I don't have
levy.
I don't have it,
Okay, so you don't know.
I don't have it here in front of me, so no.
Jason said it'll probably be worth billions, the nuclear.
Like Wolf Creek.
Like Wolf Creek.
Sure. But if Jackson County's worth right now 500 million and this plant is worth $1.5 billion, that adds 3 times the tax base to this county, which would then allow you to have, allow you to have a bigger number to go against the mill levy.
For sure.
But you don't know what it is. You don't know what they're proposing to put into this county,
I do not.
dollar-wise.
I do
And there
not.
could be 2 multi-billion-dollar
I do not.
businesses come to this county, which would then raise the assessed valuation so that you can
So my
have more
goal,
stuff.
no, so that
Well, so that you can pay for the stuff you've already got.
my first goal would be to lower property taxes.
You can lower the top property taxes if you get a higher assessed valuation. That's where I'm going, is how much assessed valuation are these 2 entities going to bring to the county?
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that.
That's probably an
Sorry, I
unknown
wanna-
right now.
Wrap this up, my thought process here.
They've got
Okay,
a
so
budget for
yours,
how much you're going to pay
I
the
want
county.
to make it clear. So we're interested in nuclear. We've thrown our hat in the,
At this point in
yeah,
time,
but we don't know if we'll get it. But if we get nuclear, we also
Don't give me numbers,
would-
they open that.
get our own data center in addition to whatever we're not focusing on Potawatomi.
I'm not focusing on Potawatomi.
Okay, so potentially Pot could get their own, this is one scenario of many. Pot County could get their own, we would have a data center and a nuclear plant with Jeffries,
Good,
all within like 30, 40 miles of each other.
that's a possibility. It could
In the
be.
same school district.
Yeah. I don't know.
You could open Emmett back up.
There you go.
Delia.
Now, Delia, look at Emmett, Delia, come on.
It's full of codes and
Well, they give us the thrift.
used clothes.
Okay. Sorry, Jason.
I just wanted to add, where you guys are coming from, where you're kind of like, hey, nobody came and talked to me when a company like this goes and makes a decision to do something like this. I'm going through this right now. I work for Deep Vision, like you mentioned, down in Parsons. You should,
I know where you're going with this.
I just want to encourage you to don't get so spun up, you know. When we first announced as Deep Vision, it was, hey, we've selected your site. We want to do a pilot project to see if we can actually make this thing work to generate electricity. And it's going to take years to do that. And the whole regulatory process with the NRC, it is extremely cumbersome. They are required by law to have public meetings. So it wasn't like this was really sprung on
Yeah.
the community. It was just, hey, we announced we've selected your site. We've found some land that is zoned for nuclear. But people just think like nobody came and talked to us
It's the first
yet.
step in a
We're
long
doing
journey
it
is
right
what
now.
you've
We
done.
are coming in and talking to the community, but yeah, it's just
But-
try not to get too spun up.
But also, you talked about NextEra coming in and leasing up ground. Had they come in and announced ahead of time that they were going to start leasing ground, what would that have done?
Yeah.
Would you want to announce that You want an option on a piece of ground to build a house to everybody, and it's a really good deal.
To the landowner you do.
Yeah.
If you're the landowner, you want him to announce that so that you can raise the prices.
He wouldn't. And so I'm just trying to,
Yeah, I get it.
there are things that within business and.
You gotta keep the people in it, man. You have
It's
to.
just a little too
You have
touchy.
to.
I
I mean,
get it.
like you said,
To a certain
you can't
extent.
control what your neighbor does. I try to love my neighbor. I try to be a good neighbor. That doesn't mean I'm gonna tell my neighbor he can't grow sunflowers in his yard. But if I'm allergic to sunflowers, maybe he should say, just do
But
not.
he also has the right to say, no, I
Yeah,
like
he
sunflowers,
does.
I'm gonna put them
He
up in
does,
my
but I just
yard.
think you gotta keep people in it. So we can be harsh and say, you don't have any control. Well, yeah, but we're human beings. We live in Kansas. Like, we gotta have morals and ethics, and we gotta be kind and work together. So
I agree.
I think when you come in and say, well, you don't have any say, it's like, as a human, you should. You
You
should.
should, but at the end of
We
the
should
day,
talk.
I want to
Yeah.
understand you have to be real. At the
Yeah,
end of the
I
day,
agree.
you don't.
Required.
I agree.
Yeah.
Should.
Imagine if
You
that's,
should,
imagine
you
if that's
should,
how
because
everybody
that's-
lived.
that's the
It's a
way-
sad world.
It would be great, but that's not.
Oh,
the
no,
way.
I think it'd be a sad world. I'm saying if
You said
everybody
everybody-
said, this
oh,
is
I'm
mine,
sorry,
it's
yeah.
not my problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Okay,
that's my
let's,
point.
Unfortunately.
anything else? Let's probably should move on.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your time, again,
Thanks for coming.
even your lawyer's time, I appreciate it.
Well, this is what actually he's had to do in meeting.
I'm kidding you.
He's overpaid anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, on it.
I know you live on 110, but take a spin out to 158th real quick. Go take a look at what
I'm
I'm
gonna take
talking about.
Yeah.
And
Take a
really
spin right out here when it
seriously,
snows and
slow
it
down. You need to slow
Oh.
down and do
It
this.
says 55, don't go 55.
I wouldn't, yeah. And
Is that
you
part of
know
your
that
district?
goes.
158th Road?
It's still in
Just,
ours.
yeah, just
Yeah.
west of the reservations where they stop, like, so they, like, you go from the reservations, nice blacktop to a
no.
washboard with potholes. that
Minimum
you could-
maintenance.
that you
Make
could
it
lose
gravel,
half your tire in
honestly.
and, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jason, too. And
Thanks,
I have
Jason.
more
Yeah,
questions for you.
thank you.
Thanks,
How
Jason.
likely do you think we
Thank you,
are?
sir.
Are we a good site for it?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you.
We gotta have, yeah.
How would, yeah, the water issue would be huge.
If I had to
Wouldn't it?
guess, Coffee County is gonna be their first choice, just simply because they already have the security involved. And if you're in this business, you understand the security piece of it.
Emergency response, infrastructure.
Just, yeah, just the whole,
What do you mean? We got Jackson County driving through here once a week.
Yeah.
Plenty of emergencies.
Faster than we can realize here.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Jason, one more question on that. On the water, like the water they
Security
pull,
for.
do they have to ever like change it out at some point? Like, does it lose its ability, like the ethyl side of it?
So there's really three loops. There's the loop that's in the reactor, then there's another loop that pulls that heat out and generates electricity, and then there's another loop at Wolf Creek. That third loop goes out into the reservoir. So it's three separate loops.
They all just feed off each other.
These other two are always, they don't change them out. I mean, they just clean them up if they need.
Right, but
to.
so they can run the same water for years and years and years. It's not something like they can use it for so long, then they gotta drain it and then redo it. So that's the next one. What are they gonna do with it? What do they do with the water when it's over?
Yeah, constant pull. Yeah, they'll clean it up.
Yeah.
Use it.
They've got,
Cool.
if the plant goes down, they've got two of the biggest, giantest diesel engines down there with 10,000 gallon tanks of diesel fuel to keep the engine going so that they don't have enough to
All right.
Right.
Just frickin'.
Mary, Hannah, you're a, hey, guys.